Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and to part 2 of my limited set review and first impressions of the new upcoming Magic the Gathering set, Secrets of Strixhaven. Now, we are back to Strixhaven, which is super exciting, of course. And yesterday I stopped reviewing cards at green, so we shall continue just reading the card and talking about every single card starting from green in this part 2. But before we do that, here is your quick recap of what to expect from the upcoming limited set, Draft and Sealed. So as you may know, Strixhaven is a plane that is basically a school of magecraft. Strixhaven is a school of magecraft, and there are 5 colleges, and each of those colleges, they represent a draft archetype. So Silver Quill or Orzhov is an aggro archetype with a new mechanic repartee. What does it do? Well, a creature with repartee essentially triggers when you target a creature and not necessarily your own, which is very fun. Prismari, as you can see here, is it. Here we have Opus, keyword mechanic, which triggers when you cast sorcery and instant spells, and you get maximum value from those spells with mana value 5 or more. Witherbloom or Golgari is based on life gain this time, and I would assume on a graveyard interaction as well, but more so on life gain, with again new keyword, which is infusion. I just want to be sure. So infusion, again, infusion is a keyword ability that triggers when you gain life. Lorehold is Boris, our archetype. This is a sort of mid-range deck that has synergy with your graveyard. Yeah, basically just with Boris we do have our returning mechanic flashback. And last but not least, Quandrix for Simic. This is our classic ramp strategy. So here we have it, a quick recap, and now without any further ado, let's just jump straight into reviewing cards. Again, a quick reminder that I haven't seen any of the cards, so I mean, I may have seen some of those, but I haven't looked at the spoiler. I've seen some of them on Twitter, but this is basically it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a card, then we're going to talk about it. Mostly in terms of limited, draft and sealed. So how good this card is going to be, whether it's going to be a high pick, where does it belong, in which archetype. But when we are going to talk about rares and mythics, we may talk about standard or constructed format as well, because, you know, some of the rares, and I would say a lot of them, are specifically constructed, designed. So here we have it. Please share your thoughts, whether you're watching it on YouTube or now live on Twitch. And also just a gentle reminder, hit like and subscribe if you're watching it on YouTube, or, you know, if you're watching it on Twitch, hit that follow button as well. It means a lot to me. All right. Hello there, chat. Nice to see y'all. So, green. And the first green card is Aberrant Mana Worm, 4 mana, creature 2/5 with trample. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Alright, so just to remind you, from the defined archetypes, with green we have Witherbloom or Golgari and Quandrix, Simic. So this probably fits Quandrix better, just because it is like a ramp archetype that is both based on creature and non-creature spells. So you have to balance that out in a way. I don't know, to be fair, this looks like more of a filler territory. At the same time, it can give you an idea of what that archetype may represent. So it is more of a defensive archetype. So you have to like survive your early game before you can stabilize, or before you can come around casting your powerful spells, and this actually may help you to do that. I mean, 2/5 is very defensive and it's very hard to, you know, go through. Also, there is a certain threat of activation, like on a on your opponent's turn, because of the ability. Trample, you know, allows you to go on the offensive eventually. So maybe it's not so bad. It is uncommon too. But just, you know, looking at it is like a little bit mediocre, right? But maybe quite solid, or you know, may create a solid base for your Quandrix deck. I don't know. It's mediocre though, just by looking at it. However, yeah, like trample and like the ability definitely gives it potential, I would say. Alright, next up is Additive Evolution, 5 mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put 3+1/+1 counters on it. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains vigilance until end of turn. Oh, this is actually interesting. So essentially, first of all, for 5 mana, we get basically a creature 3/3. Well, 4/4. 4/4, because we're going to cast it on our first main phase. So, beginning of combat, this triggers, we're putting counter on it. So this is like a baseline of it. 5 mana 4/4 creature. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. Especially if we can ramp out to it earlier. If we can cast, like, I don't know, at least a turn earlier would be very neat. But I mean, still, I think it can be pretty strong, you know? It's putting a counter given vigilance to a creature. I think can be very, very annoying. I like it. Alright, our first rare in green, Ambitious Augmenter. 1 mana, 1/1. Turtle Wizard with increment. Also, it's the new ability keyword. So whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana you spend is greater than this creature's power toughness, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And what does it do apart from that? When this creature dies, if it had 1 or more counters on it, create a 1/1, well, not 1/1, 0/0 green and blue fractal. So I'm not gonna repeat all of those tokens, so you just create a fractal creature token, then put this creature's counters on that token. And this is nice. You know, again, we rank, rate, rares, and mythics a little bit differently in terms of limited, because clearly you expect more from them, right? This is not a bomb, unfortunately, but it is a very solid creature. It's your essentially like 1-drop that can and should grow pretty fast. So it can be aggressive. The ability is nice if you have additional interaction, but you know, like, there is no like a clear +1/+1 counter archetype, but you know, there is some synergy for sure on that with increment and all that. I like it. I would first pick it. I mean, it's pretty easy. It does not require any additional deck building cost, I would say. It's just good on its own. And next up is Borg Barrage. Or Barrage, right? 2 mana, instant. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. If you've cast another instant or sorcery spell this turn, then it deals damage equal to its power to up to 1 target creature and opponent controls. So this is a bite spell with a condition of sorts. but essentially it is a bite spell. Bite spells are always your premium removal spells in green in a game of limited, so of course it is good. Next up, Chelonian Tackle. Chelonian Tackle? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this. Anyway, 3 mana sorcery, target creature you control gets +0/+10 until end of turn. Then it fights up to 1 target creature in control. Now this is a fight spell, right? Now you're talking +0/+10 and it fights. Awesome. Oh my god. Well, yeah, sure, it's great and limited. The mana cost is a little bit concerning. Sorcery speed is fine. By the way, this is an instant, so this makes it absolutely great. It is sorcerer, so you have to be careful, or more careful, I would say. But it's still good. It's kind of funny though. +0/+10, love it. Alright, next up, Comforting Counsel for 2 mana. It's another rare enchantment. Whenever you gain life, put a growth counter on this enchantment. As long as there are 5 or more growth counters on this enchantment, creatures you control get +3/+3. So it's sort of an anthem, but you have to work. You have to work for it to get that effect eventually. So this is clearly for Witherbloom. Witherbloom is our life gain archetype. And when I was reviewing black, I wondered whether there's going to be some more life gain in green, because a lot of cards, they put like specific emphasis on that, and I was just wondering whether or not there's going to be good enablers. Because how can we gain life? So in black, there are a lot of life gain, life drain effects. There are these pest tokens, 1/1, with an ability when they attack, you gain life. But I'm just, I'm still trying to dig deeper and try to find that enabler. I haven't found one yet, so I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical as for now about Witherbloom, but we've just started reviewing green, so again, I haven't looked at the cards, I don't know. This one, to be fair, I don't like cards that do nothing when you cast them, and this is a perfect example of that. Even though it's a cheap enchantment, you have to work, so you have to, dang it, put 5 growth counters, so you have to gain life at least 5 times to bump your creatures permanently. And this is a lot of work. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. If I open this in my pack 1, I probably wouldn't first pick it. If I am already in Witherbloom and I just get past that, then yeah, I think I could include it. But again, you need to have a lot of life gain enablers. Like I would say like at least 8, so to justify playing that, honestly. So I don't think it's great and limited. too specific, and yeah, requires a lot of work. And also like effect, yeah, I get that +3/+3 is a lot. I don't know. Next up, Efflorescence. 3 mana, instant, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature, and it has infusion, so if you gain life this turn, that creature also gains trample and indestructible until end of turn. Oh, dang it. Oh, next MTG, hello, nice to see ya. Welcome, thank you for the raid. So, I have new faces, so to speak. Nice. Welcome. So today I'm doing my limited set review and first impressions of the new upcoming set in Magic the Gathering, Seekers of Strixhaven. So basically I just read the card and we discuss it, whether it's good, whether it's not so good, where does it belong in the game of Limited, Draft, and Sealed. Usually I stream my gameplay on Magic Arena and on Magic Online, but every time when the new set comes out, I do this kind of like talking, chatty streams and videos. I'm going to upload it later on my YouTube channel, which is at Mr. and Mrs. Spike, if you want to check it out. So also stay tuned for part 1 on there. And you can also find me on X or Twitter at cpgirl_. I usually post all of my content, all of my streaming updates over there. So here you have it. Hello and welcome, Raiders. Nice to see y'all. And yeah, we've just started basically. So yesterday I stopped on green, and as you can see, we're in the middle, or maybe like even at the beginning of green. So nice to see y'all. Please share your thoughts on any particular card. Now, this one, coming back to this one. Okay, so for 3 mana, essentially, we're putting 2 counters on a creature, which is nice. But at the same time, I mean, it's a good effect, but 3 mana is a lot for a combat trick. And essentially, it is what it is. I like that you're putting counters, so it's not like until end of turn, but still. I don't know. Maybe if you have like an additional synergy on counters, like in Quandrix, you might have that. Then it gets better, but you know, yeah, it is essentially a combat trick. That's what it is. I mean, it's playable, but I wouldn't pick it highly, or you know, it would definitely be my like 23rd card. Ooh, our first mythic in green. And here in this set we have a new mechanic, Prepare. So as you can see, like card like that, it has this Prepare mechanic. So we cast it as a creature, and there is this second part which you can cast from the exile when you prepare your creature, when your creature gets prepared. This is what it's called. So this card is called Emeritus of Abundance. For 3 mana, we have Mythic 3/4 with Vigilance. This creature enters prepared. So already, what does it mean? That you can cast this second part. Whenever this creature attacks, if you control 8 or more lands, this creature becomes prepared again. Meaning, so this creature enters prepared. We now can cast Regrowth, sorcery for 2 mana. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. It becomes unprepared when we do that. And by triggering this, so whenever this creature attacks, if we control 8 or more lands, so when these conditions are met, it becomes prepared again, and we may cast Regrowth again. So this is how it works. This is amazing, honestly. I love this. So again, not like a bomb, but it is a very powerful, very strong rare mythic card for a game of Limited. So I would definitely first pick it. Like everything, mana value, stats, the abilities, very nice, and of course Regrowth. Grind, love that. Next up is Emil, Vastlands Roamer. For 3 mana, we have a creature 3/3. Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have trample. Oh, here we have it. Here is the perfect payoff for those counters, and just naturally you will have that synergy in Quandrix or in Simic colors, blue and green. So creatures you control have trample with the counters, and it also has an activate ability for 5 mana and tap. Create a 0/0 fractal creature token. Put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the number of differently named lands you control. Oh. Well, this probably, ideally, this should be just, you know, well, not ideally, realistically, this is probably going to be just like +2/+2 to counters. But I mean, still, Still, it is a good effect. It is a good mana sinker. I like this creature. So, yeah, maybe like when you cast, I mean, 3/3 for 3 mana is okay-ish. Then later in the game, of course, it becomes a threat. You have to deal with it eventually. I like it. Also, this is not nothing, like the fact that it gives trample to creatures. It's good. Next up is Environmental Scientist. For 2 mana, we have a creature 2/2. When this creature enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put into your hand, then shuffle. What? Oh my god. What kind of 2-drop is that? This is going to be such a high pick. I cannot. This is incredible. This is what every green deck dreams of, you know? Stabilizes you. Amazing, and just, you know, just great, amazing 2-drop. Oh wow, this could be like easily one of the best uncommons of the whole set. I can tell you right now. And I haven't even looked at the rest of the cards. Incredible. So good, so good. Next up, follow the Lumorets. For 2 mana sorcerer with infusion. Infusion triggers when you gain life. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put it into your hand. If you gained life this turn, you may instead reveal 2 creature and or land cards from among them and put them into your hand, with the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay, so these kind of effects, we've seen them before. They're okay to play, but to be fair, like me personally, I almost never play this kind of cards. It's just they never make a cut in my decks, but this may be just a matter of taste, a matter of preference, because this matters too, you know, in a game of Limited. So, the baseline for 2 mana, you just look at your 4 top decks to find a land or creature. It's okay, you know, it's okay. Again, it is playable if you can find a place in your deck for something like that. And then, of course, if you can trigger it with infusion, then it's good. Let's say. Oh, alright, so this is a green card in a cycle of this Paradigm card. So this Sorcerer Lesson in a Mythic slot. Germination Practicum, 5 mana. Put 2+1/+1 counters on each creature you control. And it has this new mechanic, I don't know, this like keyword ability. Like, okay, let's just call it an ability of the card or keyword. Paradigm. So what does it do? So we cast this, then we exile this spell, and after we first resolve this spell, we may cast a copy of it from exile without paying its mana cost at the beginning of each of our first main phases. So we cast this for 5 mana as is, put in counters, it goes into exile. Next turn we do it all over again, which is insane. So Paradigm looks absolutely broken, and the effect on its own is a little bit underwhelming, and it actually is pretty much the same with all of those cards in the cycle. So the effect is a little bit underwhelming, the mana cost is a little bit high there, but the fact that you can cast, well, or you can have this effect every single turn, this is like the most broken thing ever, and I'm very much looking forward to playing these cards. I'm very curious to see how it works. So without Paradigm it would be trash, honestly. With Paradigm I'm very curious about it, to see just how it works out in Limited. I think it's going to be pretty broken. My only concern that, yeah, this cycle is a mythic. All of those cards are in the mythic slot. I would first pick it just to, you know, to see how it goes, to see how it works. But yeah, I'm a little bit skeptical. So, you know, like there is a part of me that thinks that maybe it's not worth, maybe it's not that good, and another part of me thinks that Paradigm is absolutely broken. Also, this may hint you about the speed of the format. The format is not going to be too fast, so we have to see about that. Next card is Glorious Decay. For 2 mana, we have instant. It's a model card. Choose one. Destroy target artifact, or it deals 4 damage to target creature with flying, or exile target card from graveyard, draw a card. This is a perfect example of a sideboard card, honestly. We have to see about artifacts in this set, but to be fair, I think it's just a straight up sideboard card. Like the last effect makes this card not completely useless, so to speak. You can always cycle it, so to speak, but I mean, still better to save it for sideboard, I think. Next up is Hungry Graphalon. 4 mana, have a creature 3/4. Oh, it's Giraffe. Nice. Reach with increment. Alright. And like, this is it. Whenever you cast a spell, the amount of mana spent is greater, so any kind of spell, which is great. I think it's okay, you know? I like that it has this increment ability on its own, like 3/4 reach. I guess it's fine. So yeah, this is your like medium / okay-ish creature, I would say, but closer to a filler slot. Next up is Infirmary Healer. For 2 mana, we have a creature 2/3 with Prepare, and this creature enters prepared. Amazing. It has the sorcery side, Stream of Life, X and 1 green. Target player gains X life. Pretty neat. Also, pretty much every creature with Prepare is good, you know, because one way or another, it is like a 2-in-1. So it gives you this additional value. Of course, some of the creatures are better than others, clearly, but this is such good to drop. Just, you know, on its own, I love that it's 2/3 for 2 mana. It's not your 2/2 creature. And there's Prepared, meaning that next turn, if you need to, you can gain life. You can trigger your... oh my god, I always forget. What's it called? This Withered Bloom ability. So what triggers on a... Infusion. It's called Infusion. You can trigger Infusion. You can trigger Opus, maybe, even though it is a Prismari ability, but I mean, still, like, it triggers when you cast sorcery or instant, or, you know, even increment again whenever you cast a spell. So much possibilities, so many synergies. Just love it. And this card, like, so well designed. I like it. Very good to draw. Next up is Lumeret's Favor. For 2 mana, we have an instant with Infusion. When you cast this spell, copy it. If you gain life this turn, you may choose new targets for the copy, but without it, just baseline. Target creature gets +2/+4 until end of turn. Again, your combat trick, nothing special. The thing is that it isn't common though. But yeah, you know, you have to, yeah, probably look at the combat tricks with a grain of salt. I mean, they are all playable, but it just depends on the kind of deck that you're drafting or a kind of deck that you're building. So you have to see that. Next up is Mindful Biomancer. For 2 mana, we have a creature 2/2. When it enters, you gain 1 life. Okay, here's our life gain enabler. Nice. And for 3 mana, this creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Activate only once each turn. This is nice. This is very good to drop for a common, honestly. Nice that it can trigger infusion, you know, pretty effortlessly. Just don't need to be. Then it has this sort of threat of activation, which may be quite annoying later in the game. So all in all, it's a good drop. I like it. And next up is Noxious Newt. For 2 mana, we have a creature 1/2 salamander with Death Touch, and it's also mana dork. So for tap, it adds 1 green mana. Nice. This is sweet. Honestly, this is what you need in your Quandrix deck. But to be fair, like in any deck, in Witherbloom as well, you wouldn't mind playing it, right? Very nice. And very cute too. And next up is Oracle's Restoration. 1 mana sorcery. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. You draw a card and gain 1 life. Oh, okay. Now talking about combat tricks, right? This is not a combat trick per se because it is a sorcery. So it is more of a cantrip. Yes, you're pumping your creature, but I think most importantly is that you're drawing a card and gaining 1 life. So if you need that additional life gain for your infusion triggers, then it's perfect because basically it's a cantrip. So you cast it, you draw a card, it cycles itself. This is what it does. Yeah, I think it's nice. But again, you know, you have to see where to include it. Pest Brute Sloth. For 4 mana, we have a creature 4/4. Again, I think this is like a golden ratio for a green card. 4 mana, 4/4, and also it has some ability. It has reach, you know, perfect. Also, when this creature dies, create 2/1/1 black and green pest creature tokens with whenever this creature with this token attacks, you gain 1 life. So I'm not going to repeat later on this what pest token does. Oh, this is great. This is just, you know, those 4/4 for 4 mana are getting better and better. Just ridiculous. It's uncommon though, but oh my god, this is so good. Honestly, quite ridiculous. Next up is a rare Planar Engineering 4 mana sorcery. Sacrifice 2 lands, search your library for 4 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Oh wow. Listen, well, again, thoughts. You first pick it, like you open your first pack and you see this as a rare. It is underwhelming, right? You don't want to open something like that in your rare slot. To be fair, I don't know. Okay, we have to see about this multicolored hidden archetype in this set. Well, first of all, it's rare. If it was, I don't know, an uncommon, maybe I would consider playing it. I would definitely not first pick it. Because for 4 mana in Game of Limited, it's a lot to invest your turn. So at this stage of the game, it's a lot to invest your turn, your whole turn, for like stabilizing or ramping out, in my opinion. So if it was common/uncommon, I would play it only in this crazy multicolored archetype if I was desperate to ramp out and to stabilize, honestly. So meaning that I would not first pick it. And the fact is that you have to sacrifice to land, so it's like essentially it is a stabilization. Next up is Shopkeeper's Bane for 3 mana. Oh, I forgot. Actually, there is also a landfall as a return mechanic. So, probably. But, you know, it is a rare still. So. Next up, Shopkeeper's Bane, 3 mana. Badger Pest, oh my god. 4/2 trample. Whenever this creature attacks, you gain 2 life. Okay, so here we have another life gain enabler, but all of these past tokens, they gain life when they attack. It's a filler, honestly. Like all these 3 drops with stats 4/2, they are okay, but bad thing about them is that they trade with 2 drop. Again, that it has trample, like you may gain life and all that, but still, somewhere then there, like pretty mediocre, medium. It is an enabler still. Ooh, we have a rare Slumbering Trudge for X and 1 green mana. I have a creature 6/6. This creature enters with the number of stun counters on it equal to 3 minus X. If it entered with a stun counter on it, tap it. What the heck? Okay, so we're like encouraged to invest more mana into it. I get it. Okay. Yeah. This is a very unusual wording, so to speak, a very unusual design, I guess specifically for those Quandrix students. It's kind of fun. Would you first pick it? I mean, just a big creature. If a permanent stun counter would become untapped, yeah, it's clear. Yes, she's blocking path. Are you volunteering to move her? This doesn't do much, does it? I don't know. I would probably pick something else over it, but if nothing better, I guess okay. Next up is Snarl Song. For 6 mana, we have a sorcerer with Converge. Now, Converge is a returning mechanic or ability. Create 2 fractal creature tokens, put X+1/+1 counters on each of them, and you gain X life, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to cast the spell. Alright, so if we are just, straight up Quandrix, so for 6 mana, what do we get? We get 2 tokens, 2/2, and we gain life as well. So I'm still looking forward to that hidden archetype, because we've seen I think this is sort of cycle, or at least it seems so we've seen a very similar effect, but on this card in black. There's also like something similar in red, and yeah, I don't think that it's worth playing just in 2-color deck. But if we're playing a 3-color deck, like 4 potentially, if you have like this splashes, then maybe. And also talking about civilization, so far we've seen just 1 creature that 2-drop, which is absolutely insane, amazing. That rare that like you sacrifice 2 lands and you find 4 lands put on the battlefield, but it's a rare, so it doesn't really count. So I'm looking forward to more civilization in this format. Jay Tiberius, hello, thank you so much for a follow. But anyway, I think I'm going to do this recap. I'm very unsure about this, but I think there should be something. Alright, I've seen these cards on Twitter. Studies, first year. Was it like the first card that was revealed? Anyway, it is a creature 1/1 for 1 green mana. It enters prepared, amazing, and it has a sorcery side, rampant growth. So this is perfect. Oh my god. So here we have it. Yeah, search for library for a basic land card, put that card in the battlefield tab, then shuffle. Okay, if this is like a second, amazing civilization card in green. Like, what the heck? All right, all right. I'm looking for more, and this is just crazy. Oh, that's so fun. It's a lot to learn. Yeah, it is a lot to learn, that's for sure. But here we're talking all about new cards. So Secrets of Strixhaven, it's a pre-release week. Also, don't forget to tune in this Wednesday, starting at 7 p.m. Central European Time. On Twitch, a lot of streamers are going to participate in the early access event on Magic Arena. So I'm going to go live on Thursday at 11 a.m. Central European Time, and I'm going to play limited all day long with new cards. So very, very excited for that. Bear Wizards. This is incredible, honestly. Like, that to drop was insane. This is also so good, just ridiculous, considering that there are ways that allow you to prepare a creature again, right? Does Arena usually get the new cards early? It's a good question. I'm not sure. So usually the release is on Tuesday. The release of the new set is like Tuesday next week after the pre-release weekend. But definitely there is an early access on Magic Arena that's happening, where you can see, where you can watch the cards in action firsthand, because there is also an early access event on Magic Online, but it comes like a day later. Yeah. So this is just, yeah, for streamers, for content creators. This streamer early access event. So yeah, this is just, this is going to be a very, very high pick. That's for sure. Like, we don't even need to talk about this. This is just great. All right, next up, and also, like, it's a common. That creature was in common. This is a common. This is okay, insane. This set is pushed. Next up, Tenured Concoctor. 5 mana, 4/5 Troll Druid with Vigilance. Whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. Let's go. And has this infusion ability. This creature gets +2/+0 as long as you gain life this turn. This is a nice top end for your Witherbloom deck. I mean, like 5 mana, 4/5 with Vigilance is nice. Like, the ability is actually pretty neat, making it quite annoying. I mean, it's not the biggest threat, but I mean, still, it's a body, right? Also, I would assume that in Witherbloom, you trigger that infusion regularly, or you have to. So, like 6/5, like 4/5 is not a big of a deal, but 6/5, yeah, you cannot ignore that. Joliano84, hello, and thank you so much for a follow. Oh, thank you so much. Greetings, Elder. I will. How come you know Elder? Concoctor. There are a lot of unusual words, or the words that you don't use on a daily basis, let me tell ya. What's your favorite way to play Standard Commander? So, Standard has been my favorite constructed format recently. Like, no matter what people say, I just love Standard so much. But my favorite way to play is limited. I love drafting the most. So I'm not saying that I'm like the best limited player out there, but I have like a deep understanding of a limited gameplay and of the way you should collect, or you should build your deck. So that's why I'm doing this limited set reviews. every single time when the new set comes out. Cacturantula. That is a word. Cacturantula, by the way. Yeah, that's true, Makes sense. Oh, sweet. Okay. Nice. Okay. All right. Well then, welcome. Nice to see you here. All right. Let's continue. Next up is Thornfist Striker for 3 mana. We have creature 3/3 with ward 1 and infusion. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample as long as you gain life this turn. Now this is a sweet payoff for infusion. This actually this can be pretty scary now. That ability. I don't know. I haven't seen good enablers yet for that live gain. So we do have those paths and all that. We've talked about it. Payoffs are pretty sweet. Some of the payoffs, like for example this one, it can be definitely pretty scary, but where are the good enablers? Yeah, I'm curious to see how this card works, not gonna lie. Next up is Top Your Lecturer. For 3 mana we have a creature 1/2 with increment, and also for tap add an amount of green mana equal to this creature's power. Alright. Oh, dang it. So it is like it ramps you out in a way. Oh, it reminds me of Mona Lisa Raid from the Turtle set. Yeah, honestly, same vibes. Just the stats. I mean, the stats are. It's clear why they did that. So increment works better. Oh, I guess it's all right. Like the problem is that it has just green mana. It does not stabilize you. So in that sense, it's worse than Mona Lisa in Turtle set. I don't know. Like 3 mana, ramping out a creature. I'm on the fence about it. I don't think that it's particularly good. It's playable. I would play it in Sealed, but maybe not in Draft. Next up is Vastlands Scavenger for 3 mana. We have a rare 4/4 with Prepare. It has Death Touch and it enters prepared. Amazing, meaning that already we can cast its instant side, Bind to Life for 5 mana, mill 7 cards, then put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Oh, sweet. Well, first of all, excuse me, it is a 4/4 Death Touch for 3 mana. Already, right? Already pretty good. So I would 100% first pick it. Again, it's not like a broken rare, but it is very good. Honestly, like this instant self-mill, like milling 7 cards in limited, it's a lot, honestly. So you have to be careful. I mean, maybe like as a one-time effect, it's okay. Especially if you have other ways to interact with graveyard. I mean, it's still good, you know, it's an instant. This is very good. That's what it is. This is very good. First pick, like easy. Honestly, green is nice, but like a lot of very solid, well, not a lot, like 2 absolutely busted creatures that stabilize you in common and common. Next up is Wild Hypothesis. For X and 1 green mana, we have sorcery. Create a Fractal token, put X +1/+1 counters on it, so it scales up, and also your Surveil. So this is just great. This is what you need for your Quandrix deck. I mean, it's pretty universal. You can play it also in your Witherbloom deck or in any other green. But the thing is that in Witherbloom specifically, you probably want to have this live gain synergy more. This is just, yeah. But this is great for Quandrix again. This scales up and yeah, pretty nice. You can cast both in mid game and late game. Ah, hello, Defori. Hello, hello. So nice to see ya. Thank you for your raid. Oh, are you excited about the new set? How did you like the previews? The spoiler? Thank you so much for sharing your community and for your support. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Hello and welcome, raiders. So this is the Pearlies week, as you all know, of course. And I do my usual limited set review / first impressions. I'm reading the cards, I'm looking at the cards for the very first time ever, and we're just talking whether they're good, not good, where they belong, in the game of limited, in which archetype, and all that good stuff. So this is, yeah, this is just also, this reminds me of the OG Strixhaven. This looks like a staple Quandrix card. Alright, next up is a rare Wild Growth Archaic for an interesting mana combination. So the mana cost is 4, but it's a hybrid mana. So what do we have? A 0/0 creature with Trample and Breach and Converge. So what does it mean? This creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. Whenever it casts a creature spell, that creature enters with X additional +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to cast it. Alright. So there are a lot of pretty neat payoffs for that Converge, right? Now, how do we assemble this deck? What is the base of this crazy secret archetype? I'm looking forward to see more. Right, this is insane. So what do I think about it? So you open it and you're like, okay, I'm in. I'm drafting this multicolored. Oh, let's see. I don't know. I'm holding myself back because usually I really like this multicolored soup, hidden archetypes, whatever you want to call it, in limited. Next up is Simone's Experiment. 4 mana sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creature and or land cards from among them. Then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Put all land cards revealed this way onto the battlefield tapped. And put all creature cards revealed this way into your hand. Interesting. So 5 top decks. 5 top decks. The fact that you can put all of the lands revealed on the battlefield is pretty insane. I like this card. I like this card. I think that, yeah, for Quandrix specifically, this is good. Especially if we have some additional, I don't know, like synergy on non-creature spells. Yeah, pretty neat. This is nice. Alright, so this is it. This is it with green. Now let's move on to multicolored. And the first card is Abigail, Poet Laureate. So this is a signed plus in common for Silver Quill or Orzhov. 3 mana, creature 2/3 with Prepare, flying. Whenever you cast a creature spell, Abigail becomes prepared. So it does not count Prepare. Abigail, what's up with that? And the sorcery part is Heroic Stanza. For 2 mana, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So this sorcery is great to trigger that repartee mechanic, because there is a lot of payoff for that. Yeah, this is good. This is good. And especially if you're in this archetype, if you're in Silver Quill. Abigail needs to find a muse before post push. Yeah. But I guess it's okay, you know? But yeah. This is a little bit funny. Some creatures, they come prepared. Some, you know, need some more work. But this is life. Bird Bard, yeah. Love that too, yeah. Here we have Abigail. Next up is Conciliator's Duelist. So 4 mana, double white, double black. It's a rare, 4/3. When this creature enters, draw a card. Each player loses 1 life. And here we have it, a repartee mechanic. So whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, exile up to 1 target creature. Return that card to battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So it is basically like a blinker for repartee. Now, what do you think about that? It's a rare. Would you first pick it? Like the mana cost is kind of brutal, right? And I mean, it's nice that you draw a card when you cast it. And also, like, you can blink itself, right? To understand it correctly, exile up to 1 target creature, so it can be this one. So in that sense, I guess it's nice, right? So you can blink it and you can just, you know, continue drawing cards and draining your opponent. By all means, let's debate. Would you first pick it? The mana cost is killing me. But I guess it's okay if you're in Orzhov or in Silver Quill anyways, like, but you have to be like straight up in these 2 colors. And like, it's not given that you'll be able to cast on your turn 4. First pickable unless I'm sick of playing Silver. Good point. Yeah, I would probably also first pick it, but this is a kind of rare that needs work, you know? This is basically signpost rare. This is what it is. So you have to be in Silver Quill, you have to have something to trigger that repartee and all that, you know, deck building cost. This is what it is. But yeah, other than that, it's good. All right, another rare in these colors. Fix what's broken. So 4 mana. Okay, now the mana cost is already thank you. Much more manageable. Sorcery. As an additional cost to cast the spell, pay X life. Return each artifact and creature card with mana value X from your graveyard to the battlefield. What? Oh my god. Not bad, huh? This is interesting. I don't know though. Again, there is a certain deck building cost, so you don't want to pay, I don't know, like 7 life, right? But like, I'm just thinking, okay, if you're casting it on your turn 4, then it's probably not great, so you want to cast like really late in the game to get maximum value. Also, I would imagine that if you're drafting Silver Quill, you're most likely gonna have a very low mana curve, meaning that you have to have a lot of 2 drops, 3 drops, and then, you know, if you're able to bring all of your 2 drops back, then it's great. So 4 mana and 2 life, and you're like rebuilding the board again, then it's great, right? If we're imagining a situation like this, and this is like the ideal scenario how this card should work. And then yeah, basically it's like Raise the Past in a way. I think it's more of a constructed design though, but you can make it work in limited too. Would you first pick it though? Like this, despite this, like the absolute monstrosity of mana cost, this is probably like an easy first pick, and then you just build around it. But this one is not so obvious, right? Like the effect can be pretty bomby again in the situation that I've just described, but still, like, it is so situational. It may be just a dead card in your hand. Glycerin. Looks like it will be the best college again. Wow, Silver Quill. Second year in a row, or second time, not year. What year was that? For the OG Silver Quill. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this one. Maybe, like, if it was like pick one, maybe I would just, you know, first pick it and then just, you know, draft in all those 2-drops and cantrips and the target and spells, removal. Maybe. I don't know about Splash though, you know? You have to have like specific mana value, right? Mana value X. So you have to have like a lot of creatures in a certain like mana value slot, right? Like it has to be like a particular drop. It's not like your reanimation spell, because again, you don't want to play like a gazillion of mana to reanimate like one creature or two. Oh my god. I'm sorry. It's just cat fluff. Ah. This is what happens when you have a cat with with white fur. Alright. Moving on. Imperious Inkmage. 3 mana. It's common 3/3 with Vigilance. When this creature enters, surveil 2. It's okay. I don't know. Like 3/3 for 3 mana. Not super exciting, right? But it's okay. More of like probably a filler situation. Next up, Inkling Mascot. For 2 mana, we have a 2/2 with Repartee. What does it do? This creature gains flying until end of turn. Surveil 1. Okay, like not the best to draw, but I guess if you're in these colors, you don't mind the mana cost. But again, yeah, I guess it's fine. If you're in straight up like black and white, it's fine. The ability is okay, actually, you know. But not great, not terrible, just, you know, yeah, you're 2-drop, fine. Killen's Confidence. For 2 mana sorcery, target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn, draw a card. Right, here we have it. Our Repartee. Also, like, imagine, like, we have this as 2-drop, so we pump it, it gains flying. Yeah, this is pretty aggro, right? Anyway, whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you may pay 1 mana. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. What? Oh, nice. Oh, this is incredible, right? Because considering that you can just, you know, cast it all over again. Like later in the game, this, like, wow, nice. All right, this is good. Next up is Moment of Reckoning. Oh my god, for a Woodpain. 7 mana, 3 double white and double black. We have sorcery in a rare slot. Choose up to 4. You may choose the same mode more than once. Alright, it better be good. So destroy target non-land permanent and return target non-land permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Nice. So for 7 mana, we may just destroy 4 non-land permanents. Or, yeah, like, choose these 2 modes in a different combination. Well, I would first pick it, even though it's 7 mana, and I don't know, in Silver Quill, you probably want to keep your mana curve low, but yeah, this is my thoughts exactly. Also, I don't know, like, how good is it to just, you know, destroy 4 permanents for 7 mana? That's true, that's true. Like, in late game, it can definitely just, you know, turn the tables. Absolutely. So yeah, this is a first pick, but yeah. Next up is Nita, Form Conciliator for 3 mana. We have a creature 2/3 in a rare slot. Whenever you cast a spell you don't own, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. And it has an activate ability. Also, like, why so many words? Anyway, activate ability for 2 mana and sacrifice another creature. Alright. So, sacrifice archetype, sub-archetype? Probably not. Exile target instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard. You may cast it this turn, and mana of any type can be spent to cast that spell. Okay, so now the first, this ability makes sense. Alright. If that spell would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. Activate only the sorcery. Alright. Oh my god. This card does a lot. So this, like, your sacrifice, enabler, and payoff in one. The question is there a sacrifice sub archetype or not? Like, Silver Quill is just your straight up aggro archetype, but this one is different. I think Nida is bad, but it's very commander coded. Yeah, that's what I thought, that it looks more like a constructed design. I was thinking about standard more, but I think that you're right. It is probably for more for commander. Would you first pick it? In draft, would you first pick it? I mean, there are expandable creatures in Witherbloom, those pest tokens, right? But probably not in straight up Silver Quill. Maybe if you can splash it in your Witherbloom, but then I don't know. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature control. I mean, the effect is pretty strong. But then, like, this is so specific, so you have to exile exactly instant or sorcery, and you have to sacrifice a creature, and you have to pay 2 mana. I don't know. Zero Angling, thank you so much for a follow, Flo. Not first pick, but maybe pick if I'm already in Silver Quill. My concern is that, I don't know, at the same time, you can do it like anytime, so it's like, oh no, not anytime. I activate on sorcery. Like, why? Honestly, it would be much better if you could just activate it as an instant. But this just this ruins it all, honestly. I don't know. I don't like this card for limited, to be honest. This is just too much. Because what could you do, you know, like in response for removal, you could sacrifice that creature, do this thing. But here, it's just, yeah, it's very restraining. Okay, yeah, I'm not a fan of this card in limited. Next up is Render Speechless. sorry, I'm gonna just read your comment. Yeah, have it in the cyber. Well, it's a rare. But yeah, I agree. Okay, I'm glad that we're on the same page, you know. Alright, a Render Speechless. 4 mana, sorcery, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an online card from it. That player discards this card. Put 2+1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature. Ooh, again, disruption. I think in sealed, it's okay. Also, it triggers your reparty effects. But in draft, I wouldn't play it in draft. It's like 4 mana. 4 mana is a lot. Probably in your sideboard, I guess it's fine. It's good that it triggers reparty at least. But for me, it's a sideboard card. Next up is Scalding Administrator. For 2 mana, we have a creature 2/2 menace with repartee. So what does it do for repartee? Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. And this creature dies. If it had counters on it, put those counters on up to 1 target creature. This is nice. I like it. So this is basically your 2-drop in Silver Quill / Orzhov colors. With manas, so it has evasion, pretty aggressive. Also, the fact that you are putting counters on it, and you know, like combined with other, like, you know, cantrips, pumping spells, this can, yeah, this can deal a lot of damage pretty early. And then I love this effect that you can just, you know, put all of its counters when it dies to another creature. Very nice. And she says the answer. Hello, thank you so much for a follow. Yeah, they just keep adding text. Honestly, yeah, same. I mean, I have the exact same feeling. Like, there's just too much text. And it's actually funny because there are some cards that do not have any text that have, you know, like some. We've seen that card. I know it was in red. I think it was just a creature like 4/5. I don't know, a reach something, and that's it. And I was like, "Where's all the text? That's all. That's what it does." But yeah, like too much text. It does a lot. But yeah, like. All right, this set is definitely pushed, honestly. Next up, Silver Quill Charm. For 2 mana, we have instant. It's a model card. Choose one. Put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature. Exile target creature with power 2 or less. Or each opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. I guess this is a cycle, right? There's going to be a charm for every college. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it's good, of course. So again, triggering your repartee effects. It's a removal spell, and like this 5 gain life drain, I guess, is less relevant than first 2 options, but I mean, still, if you need to deal that less damage, why not? Yeah. This one, yeah, like whatever, just yeah, kill it on spot, please. Yeah, this is good, of course. Oh my god. Silver Quill, the Disputant, 4 mana. Oh, like already, I haven't even read the text, but already just looking at it, 4/4 mythic. Flying Vigilance for 4 mana. Each instant and sorcery spell you cast has casualty 1. Alright, casualties back. Casualty. Haven't seen that since what? Since New Capenna, right? It hasn't been reprinted. Anyway, so what does it do? As you cast that spell, you may sacrifice a creature with power 1 or greater. When you do, copy the spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy. Listen, there is still, I don't know, there is something going on with that sacrifice, but it looks like, I don't know, more just a rare and mythic thing. It's not really supported with commons and uncommons in this set, or at least what it looks like. I mean, already we've reviewed black and white, and there was not such effects, right? On sacrifice, or like, correct me if I'm wrong. But I mean, first pick, easy. I guess, yeah, it's just, you know, a 4/4 Flying Vigilance, or 4 mana, right? And the rest, that ability is just, you know, maybe bonus if you can trigger that okay. If not, I guess you don't care. It's just, yeah, it's gonna be something if you can combo it off though. Yeah, it's not winning you the game on spot. That's true. That's true. It's not like super bomby. There's going to be a more bomby dragon, right? I think I've seen one. So yeah, I get that. It can be a little bit underwhelming in terms of rarity because it's a mythic, right? And you get like a 4/4 mana Flying Vigilance essentially. But I mean, still, it's good on its own. With this, like, it's okay, but it requires like additional deck building costs, so it's not exactly the same. But I see why you can be frustrated with the rarity. But still, first pick, right? First pick. Next up is Snooping Page. So for 3 mana, we have a creature 2/3 with Repartee. What does it do for that? This creature can be blocked this turn. Okay. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Oh, nice. I mean, we love this effect, but it requires additional work. It's a 2/3 for 3 mana. But honestly, in the right deck, this can be like really good, right? If you are able to trigger that Repartee every single turn. And of course, you have to be on the offense, so you have to be on top to benefit from this card. Yeah, they're nice, but it's like so, right? If you're able to trigger Repartee, then great. If not, maybe not so great. This isn't common. Social Snub. For 3 mana, have sorcery. When you cast this spell while you control a creature, you may copy this spell. Each player sacrifices a creature of their choice. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Oh, what the heck is that? Each player. Each player. Why? Why would you do this to yourself? I mean, if you have like 1 creature, you cop it. I don't know, this is like so situational, right? And Edict for 3 mana is a lot. No, I didn't like it. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I don't get something, but I don't think that it's great in a classic this Silver Quill archetype for Draft or Silt. I don't think that is good. Next up is Stirring Honormancer. So this is the last Orzhov card. Yeah, let me read the comment. Yeah, I thought about it. So it is very situational, right? Anyway, so this is the last Orzhov card. So, oh my god, look at the mana cost, huh? 5 mana. You go figure which color combination you want to cast it. 4/5. When this creature enters, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of creatures you control. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Nice. Okay. So at this stage of the game and in these colors, you probably have to have at least a couple of creatures, like 2, 3, or hopefully more than that. Then it's just amazing. Rhino Bard though, yeah, Bird Bard was fun, but Rhino Bard is even better. Yeah. I mean, sure, it can be a nice like top end for your draft deck. I don't think that it's going to be a particularly high pick, but sure, I would play it. Alright, now let's move on to Prismari, and the first card is Abstract Paint Mage. So for 3 mana, again, this hybrid situation, 2/2. At the beginning of your first main phase, add 2 mana, 1 blue and 1 red. Spend this mana only to cast instant and sorcery spells. Ooh. This is nice. Even though it's just like, my concern is that it is a 2/2 creature for a very difficult mana cost, right? So again, this is like very restricting to any kind of splashes, so it has to be like straight up Prismari deck, which is okay at the same time. And in Prismari, you need this ramping. You want to trigger your Opus for the max, and yeah. This is funny. I don't know, to be fair, at the beginning of your first main phase, so you cast it and it works basically on the next turn, which is also like reasonable. That's what any mana dork would do. I don't know, my concern is that honestly the mana cost. Other than that, I think it's good. I just don't think that it's great. Alright, next up is Color Storm Stallion. For 3 mana, heavy rare, 3/3 with ward 1 and haste. It has also this Opus, new mechanic from the set. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn, and if 5 or more mana was spent to cast that spell, create a token that's a copy of this creature. Alright, nice. And also, like, next time I'm not going to read through all of the text when I mention Opus, so at this point we all should know what Opus means, okay? Would you first pick it? I think it's good, you know? Like, it's not, again, it's not Bombi rare, but it is a very solid rare. So for 3 mana we get like a 3/3 with haste. Opus' effect is pretty nice. It's kind of unfortunate though that it doesn't, if it counters, it just pumps until end of turn, but at the same time, you know, when we cast those spells with mana value 5 or greater, then the fun begins, right? I love the art, by the way. I don't know, I like just I like the visuals of the set, and I think it's very well rounded. Oh, I'm looking forward to it, and I haven't read all the cards yet, but yeah. Okay. Next up is Elemental Mascot for 3 mana, 1/1 blue and red. So we're in Prismari, or is it colors? So a creature 1/4 with flying, vigilance, and Opus. So what do we do? So for mini Opus, we get this creature gets +1/+0 till end turn, and for max, what do we get? Exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until the end of your next turn. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. I wonder, do this effects combine? Do they stack? So if you cast a spell, like, I don't know, for 5 mana, for example, does the first bar triggers? I think it does. Okay, now I feel like I need some specifics. Hold on. Because this is actually important in understanding and in evaluating the card, right? Cannot find any like very detailed, specific explanation. Hold on. Release notes, mechanics. So Albus, yeah, Albus triggers comes in 2 stages. Oh, okay, I found this release notes, yes. Hold on. 1, 2. Here are the cards, by the way. I'm going to link this release notes. I think so too, yeah. Mirtha, thank you so much for your follow. Hold on, let me read. Sorry, a few days ago and was immediately very drawn to landfall. Maybe again being told by entire community they were from landfall unless I want to be universally had. No. I was wondering if I could get a string protector. What kind of landfall though? In Commander? I don't know. I do not play Commander. I play competitive formats and I've been enjoying, and I've played a lot of mono green landfall in Standard. I even have a deck, not deck guide, sideboard guide on Metafly. So I don't know. I don't think that in a competitive community, in a competitive community, you're going to get frowned upon if you're playing landfall. I mean, it's a well-established tier deck in Standard. It's a good one. So I would just encourage you to play it. And if you're interested, you can also, yeah, use my sideboard guide on Metafy. Nov RDD, thank you so much for your follow, and apologies in advance if I mispronounce your names. I met a few people who don't like landfall, but there are so many other deck types that catch more hate. I don't know, there are always, you know, like complaining is an essential part of Magic community as a whole. So people will always find something to complain about. Or I don't know, even to hate on. But... So yeah, just going to link my sideboard guide just in case. I played it at the RC. Maybe a little bit outdated, but I feature 17 matchups and you know, with the short notes about your strategy or about which strategy you should apply playing against a certain matchup. So if you're interested in mono green, you can, you know, take a look. Yeah, you know, you just, yeah, play whatever you like, honestly, especially if you're just getting started. And if you want to get into competitive Magic, just choose a tier deck that you like. that you enjoy playing and, you know, progress from that. That would be my advice, honestly. Alright, so coming back to Secrets of Strixhaven, to Prismari and Opus Mechanic, I think they stack. Unless it says otherwise, you know? Okay, so this article that I've just linked is actually very good. So it provides all of the specifics about certain cards. So I'm going to try and find. Anyway. Anyway, let's just move on. Okay, this is good if you're in Prismari, I think. Yeah, this is nice. About this archetype though, in the OG Strixhaven, like, it was a pretty good archetype, but it was hard to put together. Like, you needed very specific cards for it to work. So, I mean, Quandrix was much easier to assemble, to put together, as far as I remember. Just like Final Fantasy and Chocobos. Yeah, I mean, sure. Mono Green Landfall is good in Standard. Like, approved by me. And to be fair, by a lot of Standard players, of course. Anyway. Oh, Prismari Charm, what do you do? 2 mana, choose 1. It's an instant. Surveil 2, then draw a card. Nice. It deals 1 damage to each of 1 or 2 targets. Sweet. Or return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Okay. I kind of like that these charms, they're not like overpowered, but at the same time they're in commons. It's like they're useful, but yeah, not game changing. All the modes, yeah, they're fine. Maybe useful in different stages of the game. Yeah. Also, yeah, just Prismari, you have a lot of Opus payoffs, and this is an instant, so you're gonna trigger Opus. All that, pretty nice. It does not work on mobile, that's weird. I don't know, it's just, you know, on Metapie. That is strange. I haven't tested it on mobile, to be honest, but it should be working. It's just, you know, Metapie should be working on mobile, I would assume. I would hope. Alright. So, Mythic Dragon, Prismari, the Inspiration. 7 mana. Oh, 7/7. Blind Ward, pay 5 life. Instant and sorcerer spells you cast have Storm. Alright, so this is like... this is your ultimate Opus trigger. This is nice. Sweet. So the dragon that we've seen in Orge of Ore and Silver Quill, it was like good, but yeah, like that casualty was a little bit awkward, right? Here, I feel like it has pretty much the same vibe, so it is definitely a very good creature, but that ability, it sort of like, I don't know, requires additional work, like to make it a real bomb. You know what I mean? I mean, clearly, it's good. It's probably gonna win you a game, anyways, or at least, I don't know, your opponent has to do something about it. Yeah, I feel the same. Honestly. Yeah, but yeah, it's Mythic. I would first pick it for sure in the Game of Limited. Next up is a Rapturous Moment. For 6 mana, we have sorcery, draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards, add 5 mana, double blue and triple red. That's interesting. Oh, that's nice. Honestly, this is good. I think this is going to be a kind of spell that you need for your Prismari deck. First of all, mana value is 6, meaning that you're gonna trigger your Opus to the max, right? Drawing cards, adding mana means that you're also, well, most likely going to cast something else out of it. This is sweet. This is nice. This can be like a very good turn for you if you cast it. Triggering your Opus, casting something else, triggering Opus again. Nice. Also this art, huh? We approve. Next up is Resonating Lute. 4 mana artifact. It's a rare. Lands you control have tap. Add 2 mana of any one color. Spend this mana only to cast instant and sorcery spells. It also has an activate ability for tap. Draw a card. Activate only if you have 7 or more cards in your hand. Oh my god. Like, thoughts? This is such a weird card. I don't know. Man, why it has to be a rare? Oh my god. I mean, for a Prismari deck, that first ability, it's okay, you know, it makes sense. At the same time, still, like a limited deck should mostly consist of creature spell. I mean, I get that here in this set, there are spells that create tokens, like these fractal tokens. So you can get away with that. But I mean, still, it is a 4 mana artifact. So I get that it makes sense for Prismari, that ability, you know, ramping out to those whooping, overpriced, powerful spells. It's like second ability. I have a feeling this is not for limited. This is, again, a constructed design, no? What do you think? Trying to build the Converge deck. Ooh, that's an interesting point, actually. Maybe, yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, let's leave it at that. Next up is Sonar, Unfinished Genius. For 2 mana, have a creature 0/4. It enters prepared. For tap, create a treasure token. Activate only if you've cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn. And we may cast its sorcery side because Sonar is prepared. 5 mana. Search your library for an instant or sorcerer card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Okay, yeah, we've talked about this. It is actually a signpost in common, right? It's a funny design, don't you think? So, of course, as any signpost in commons, they like represent the archetype. They tell you what it's all about, and they make the deck of the chosen archetype stronger, of course, based on that synergy. This is fine, you know. Of course, if I'm in Prismari, in Izzet, I would be happy to play something like that, because I feel like in Prismari you have to survive an early game, and this just does that. You know, it's a 2-drop 0/4. It blocks, like it's a wall essentially. Then the sorcery side triggers your Opus triggers to the max. Sure. Also, like, it sort of ramps you with a condition though, but okay. It's good. Next up, Spectacular Sky Whale. 4 mana, 1/4 flying with Opus. What does it do? So this creature gets +3/+0. And a second, if we, like, the max the basic office and the max office. Max office is put 3+1/+1 counters on this creature instead. Oh, okay. So here we have instead. All right. Okay, it's all in the wording. You have to see whether both effects apply or just one when you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater. So here, if on the like second part applies. So 3 counters, we get like a big flyer for 4/7 flying. Yeah. Which, like, at this stage of the game should not be too hard to trigger, to be honest, right? I think it's good. Again, nice defensive stats that may become offensive pretty easily. Alright. Next up, Splatter Technique, and it's a sorcery in a rare slot. So, 5 mana, 1 double blue and a double red. Choose one. Draw 4 cards, or it deals 4 damage to each creature and planeswalker. Okay. I mean... yeah, I would first pick it. Would you first pick it? I think you would too, you know. Then just, again, it's a 5 mana spell. So, again, thinking about those office triggers. Sweet. The mana value is, yeah, it's a little bit difficult, but, you know, like mid to late game, I think it's fine, especially if you're in these 2 colors without any splashes, then it should be alright. Next up is Stadium Tidal Mage. 4 mana, creature 4/4. Already love that. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Sweet. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Nice. So it's just a looter on ETB and triggers when it attacks. Amazing. All of a sudden, is it card has become like sort of a green one? Like, you know, this 4/4/4/4 is a staple for green color. Nice. I like it. This is so good, and it's common. It's a common. Yeah, 4/4/4/4. Yeah, 4/4. Yeah, this is my favorite combination. 4/4/4/4. Next up is Stress Dream. 5 mana instant. It deals 5 damage to up to 1 target creature. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of those cards into your hand and the other on the bottom of your library. Nice. Again, 5 mana cost, meaning all the office effects. Sweet. So essentially it is a removal spell that triggers your office, that gives you a card. This is very good. And it's an instant. Nice. Also look at the art. Krelg's attempt at a calming nap proved futile. Yeah. Next up, Traumatic Critique for X and 1 blue, 1 red. We have instant in a rare slot. It deals X damage to any target. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. This is very scary. To any target, like wording to any target is very scary because you can literally just finish off your opponent with that. Nice. Yeah, definitely first picking it. Also, like, it may be a cheeky splash for your Quandrix deck. But anyway, it's good. Definitely first picking it. Next up, Vibrant Outburst for 2 mana. It's an instant, deals 3 damage to any target. Again, to any target. Ah, I love it so much. Tap up to 1 target creature. Sweet. Oh my god. I'll show you a colorful insult. Let's go. Nice. Okay. Prismari Now you're talking. Okay. Prismari gold cards are way better than the silver ones so far. Actually, I don't know about all of them, but okay, now you select this one is definitely, yeah, this is like amazing and also fits the whole concept just perfectly. Apart, like if we talk about these archetypes, because that's like 7 mana silver rare, it was, yeah, like the effect is great, but it does not align well with the concept, you know what I mean? But whereas this, yeah, definitely fits perfectly. Also, this is great. Yeah, I think so too. Visionary's Dance, 7 mana sorcery, create 2/3 blue and red elemental creature tokens. Fine. Again, so this is like the characteristics of elemental tokens, and I'm just going to say elemental tokens. Next, when they're mentioned, for 2 mana, discard this card. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. This is so good. This is kind of uncommon that is going to be just so important for your Prismari deck. Because by discarding this card, I mean, it's good. It can be useful, so you can probably replay it from your graveyard if you have an effect, if you have an ability to bring it back or something like that. There are effects that do that. Yeah, I agree with Chad. This is so good. So it may seem like for 7 mana, just now 2 tokens is not good enough. I think that this is what you need for your Prismari deck, and it's a common, you know? Yeah, what was it called? Oh my god, like Opus something. Ugh. Yeah, that card was just absolutely insane. So you discard it, you create a treasure token. I mean, it did more. It was like way better than this for sure. But yeah, it definitely has the same vibes. Magma Opus. Here we go. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Next up. Also, like, hold on. Magma Opus. I want to check the rarity. Oh, hold on. Magma Opus, come on. Yeah, it was, what? A rare or then a mythic back then? Yeah, of course, like, we cannot really compare. It's a common, though. So for a common, compared to a rare, yeah, it's kind of up there. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. So you got the gist, yeah. Pretty much like the same vibes. Alright, moving on. Last Izzet card, or Prismari card, as Zephyr and the Tempests. 7 mana, creature 5/7. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. Let's go. Like, honestly, for 7 mana, this kind of effect that I need, right? Sweet. This is very good. This is very nice. Yeah, definitely first picking and then just, yeah, Prismari all the way, right? Sweet. Good thing about it is that, you know, you cast it, you still have the priority, right? And you cast your instant or sorcery. Sweet. Wither Bloom, let's move on to that, or Golgari color combination. And the first card is in the rare slot. It's Blech, Loaf and Pest. I don't know how to pronounce it. 3 mana, 3/4. Oh, it's a legendary pest, by the way. Sweet. So whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on each pest, bat, insect, snake, and spider you control. Nice. All right. This is kind of fun. I would first pick it for sure. Like the mana value, the stats are good, and of course in the Wither Bloom, you should have access to pests. I mean, those pest tokens. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's like pest overlord. Sweet. Next up is Bogwater Lumeret. For 2 mana, we have a creature 2/2. Whenever this creature or another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. Okay. Here comes. Here is the payoff. I gain payoff. Nice. This is actually a very good payoff. So it does not... I mean, not only it works on ETB, but it works permanently on ETB of other creatures. So this is sweet. This is actually what you need to trigger that. My god. Why do I blank out when I think about it? This Wither Bloom ability. Infusion. Infusion, that's what it's called. Every time I think about it, I blank out. I don't know what it is. So to trigger infusion, you definitely need this. And it's common, so I think it should be easy to pick up. Sweet. Okay, finally I found a good enabler. Next up is Cauldron of Essence for 3 mana, artifact in a rare slot. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Alright. And for 3 mana and tap, sacrifice a creature. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only sorcery. When I read this first portion, I just don't know, I immediately thought about standard and the possibilities of a new combo deck. Or I don't know, something it could be. But if we're talking just about limited, I don't know, it's probably not good enough. Cauldron feels like a side quest. Win a trophy with absence echoes. Yeah, but first you have to draft all of the rares, right? To do so. Yeah, I feel like, again, we do not have a good support for a sacrifice sub-archetype in this set, I feel like. So I would probably just pass on that, because, again, sacrifice in effect, you can only activate as a sorcerer, which is bad, okay? And, like, the static ability, probably not good enough for 3 mana, right? So I would not pick that. Not even sure if it's playable, to be honest, in limited. Alright, Dina's Guidance. Dina's back! For 3 mana, we have instant in a rare slot. Search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it in your hand or graveyard, then shuffle. Dang it. I honestly, I had high hopes. I just, you know, Dina's Guidance. I looked at the art. I was expecting more Dina. Or Dina. Dina, what's that about? I have questions to you. Man, these kind of like tutors in a rare slot for limited, they are playable, but they're not great. Unless you have like a super bomb, you know? And it's a tutor in this 2 colors. I don't know. Again, I would pass on that. What do you think? Yeah, instant speed is not bad, but I mean, instant is always nice, that's for sure, but it's not that relevant to the effect, I think, you know? Put in our hand or graveyard, I don't know. Okay, so different opinions, you know, it's good. I don't know, maybe I'm a non-believer on this one, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't mean I'm right though. Next up is Essence Knit Scholar. For 3 mana, again, this hybrid mana cost, so probably sorry if a cycle. 3/1. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 pest token. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, draw a card. Oh, let's go. This is good. Okay, so first of all, it enters with a pest. This is sweet. So it enters with a token. And I feel like this may be the best out of this cycle that we've seen so far, out of the cycle of the hybrid mana. So again, this is just not for a faint of heart, not for a splash. This is just, you know, a Witherbloom card or Golgari. But it's good. I like it a lot. And the ability is nice. I mean, on its own, it's pretty vulnerable. It's just a 3/1 creature, but I mean, still. If this ability triggers at least once, I will be happy. Next up is Grapple with Death. For 3 mana, we have sorcery, destroy target artifact or creature, you gain 1 life. It's a removal, sweet, nice, good. And also life gain, by the way, which is important in these colors. Nice. It's like destroy artifact or creature. Okay, okay. Moving on, Luen, Exchange Student, 4 mana, 3/4 creature. It enters prepared. Let's go, Witherbloom. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Luen becomes prepared. Activate only sorcerer. So it enters prepared, and we may cast its sorcery side like straight away. Pass the friend for 1 mana. Create a pest creature token. Amazing. Honestly, this is just. I love when cards are so well designed and so well rounded. This just, you know, it doesn't need any like additional like extra work, right? It's so good on its own. Yeah, like mana value, the stats, what it does, everything. Yeah, it's very good about it. You can sort of like recharge it, you know, prepare it again after you've cast this sorcery side. Ah, so good. Sassy elf, for sure. Elf and their pests. Pest friend. Sweet. Next up is Mind Roots. For 3 mana sorcery, target player discards 2 cards. Put up to 1 land card discarded this way onto the battlefield tapped under your control. What? Oh, this is fun. This is kind of fun, but like Mind Rot with an upside for you. Typical exchange student. What do I think about that? So Mind Rot, like a difficult mana cost, difficult in the sense that you have to be just in these colors, right? Discards 2 cards. And this is kind of funny. I don't know if I would main deck it though. Maybe. In Silt, I would, I think. I'm not sure about Draft though. But I mean, it's an interesting design. Kind of like it. Mind Rod, I would be like, meh. Yeah, it's not the best card. Probably better as a sideboard option. So I don't know. But yeah, it's a fun design. Like, yeah, mine brought with an upside. Old Growth Educator, 4 mana, 4/4, Vigilance, Reach. Nice. And it has Confusion. So when we when it enters, okay, only when it enters, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it if we gained life this turn. All right. So like baseline 4/4 for 4 mana. My favorite. Vigilance, Reach. Already, you know, already great. But with Infusion, oh my god. 4 mana, 6/6. What the heck? I know, right? Yeah, it's very good. Very, very solid. Also, like, I love the art. It looks very peaceful. Yeah, exactly. Alright, next up is Past Mascot. Past Ape! How about that? How about that creature type, huh? So 3 mana, 2/3 trample. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Hungering for the zest of life. Oh my god. Oh wow. It can be. It can be a 6/7. Past Mascot can get there. Oh my god. I don't know, like... yeah, if you do have a lot of life gain, I guess it's fine to play something like that, but again, realistically, it's probably more of a filler. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit too skeptical about Witherbloom. Just a lot of things are revolving around this life gain, and again, we haven't seen a lot of good enablers apart from this pest tokens, which you also like have to create, or like, I don't know, have to attack with them to gain life. Trample, yes, I agree. Trample actually changes a lot, and we've seen it was another card also with trample. Oh, I said that I like that payoff. It was a 3/3 that pumps your creatures, right? And gives them trample for infusion, I think it was in green. I don't know. Yeah, it definitely has potential. So in the right deck, this can be, yeah. This can be a real threat. Oh, let's go. It's a Planeswalker Professor Delian Pal. 4 mana. It's a mythic. It enters with 5 loyalty counters. For +2, you gain 3 life. 0, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. -3, destroy target creature. And -6, you get an emblem with whenever you gain life, target won't lose it that much. Like, oh, this is a bomb. This is ridiculous. Okay. Honestly, I feel like Ral for limited is not as bomby as Delian. This is just insane. So this is removal. It's your card advantage in 1. Like probably the only drawback that it cannot protect itself, but I mean it serves as removal, right? Oh my god, this is insane. First pick, clearly. Oh, so good. Next up is Root Manipulation. 5 mana sorcery. Until end of turn, creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain manas, and whenever this creature attacks, you gain 1 life. Oh, well, this is funny. So, this card. I usually don't like cards like this specs, because again, they are very situational. Of course, in a scenario and you have a lot of like pass tokens, this is just insane. So good. Or like if you have a broad board, if you do have a lot of creatures, this is so nice. But then it's a 5-mana sorcery spell. A lot of things can go wrong. You do need to have that board state. And yeah. Zilluchill and Tony's crew. Thank you all so much for following. Apologies for mispronouncing, but I appreciate your support. And black and green elf boost. Oh, you mean for constructed, yeah. Yeah, maybe, you know? So, again, we're talking mostly from the limited gameplay perspective, so Sealed and Draft. And yeah, I'm not a fan of cards like this and limited, to be honest, because yeah, there is a high chance of missing the spot. Like it can be just a dead card in your hand, honestly, or such blowout. Yeah, useless when we have no board, or when we're playing from behind too. So yeah. I mean, it's not unplayable, but I would try to avoid playing this, honestly. I think you can build a good deck without it. Next up is Teacher's Pass. For 2 mana, we have a creature 1/1 with menace. Whenever this creature attacks, you gain 1 life. That's what Pass 2. And for 2 mana, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Oh, this is nice. This is like your skeleton, your expandable creature. Alright, so maybe like with this one, yeah, and actually it says Skeleton Pass in the creature type. So maybe with this one, I'll just sacrifice sub archetype is possible, but I don't think so still. It's just, you know, it's just your 2-drop, expandable 2-drop, and this is probably it. Pretty neat that it has menace though. Next up is Vicious Rivalry. 4 mana sorcery in a rare slot. As an additional cost to cast the spell, pay X life. Destroy all artifacts and creatures with mana value X or less. Oh, it did. It is like a similar effect with this Order of Silver Full Rare, right? But back then we pay X life and we return creatures with the X mana value to battlefield, and here we destroy creatures and artifacts with mana value X or less, which makes it actually so much better, so much more universal, right? I agree. This one's better because that one, it required a deck building cost, so you know, if you want to capitalize on that, if you want to maximize the effect, you have to build deck a certain way. This one is pretty easy. I know that it can also be tricky, you know. So both of these cards, they are probably more of a constructed design, but also I would say not great, but good and limited in certain situations. Still so situational, you know, because it has to be a specific mana value, you know. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Mana value X or less. Yes, you're right. Okay. Yes. Totally. I haven't noticed that. Of course, with mana value X or less, yeah, it changes that. That's true. That's a good point. That's why, you know, I love doing these live streams, talking all the new cards. Sometimes, yeah, I just don't see something, and it's nice to have a conversation. For sure, for sure. That's a good point. That's a good point. The fraction for 0. That would be something, right? No, of course, yeah, it's the first pick. It's a much easier first pick than the Silver Quill one. Okay. Moving on to Witherbloom Charm, 2 mana instant, choose 1. You may sacrifice a permanent. If you do, draw 2 cards, or gain 5 life, or destroy target non-land permanent with a mana value 2 or less. Sweet. Okay, so again, it's a removal mode. You gain 5 life. I guess also useful, but maybe less than other modes. However, it can trigger your infusion. I remembered how it's called. It's called infusion. And the first one is actually pretty nice. You can use it like in response to removal. So nice sort of like village rites. I like it. Okay, now we are moving on to the Witherbloom Dragon. Witherbloom the Balancer. So what? Whooping 8 mana, but it has affinity for creatures. Alright. 5/5, Flying Death Touch. Instant and sorcery spells you cast have affinity for creatures. Nice. Okay. This is neat. You know what? I kind of like how balanced these dragons are. I think they also like the balance are like pun unintended. Yeah. I feel they like pretty much have the same power level, right? What do you think? And clearly it's a first pick. I like it. Nice. I mean, I like the set. Alright, now let's move on to Lorehold or Boris, and the first card is Arc of Hunger. 4 mana artifact in the rare slot. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, this artifact deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. For tap, mill a card, you may play that card this turn. Okay. I mean, I get it. There's like graveyard, like leaving your graveyard interaction. But I don't think that it's the best payoff. Straight from Turkey. Mill a card, you may play that card this turn. That's nice, but then again, I don't think that it's worth this investment. I mean, it makes sense in a way that this way you're going to just naturally trigger that first live gain, live drain situation. I don't know. I probably wouldn't. Would you? Would you first pick it? Very constructed coded. I think so too, yeah. Absolutely, because 4 mana is quite a lot. And essentially just, you know, like in a game of limited, what are you gonna do? Like, at what stage of the game do you want to cast? You want to cast something like that as early as possible. At the same time, you tap out for 4 and basically do nothing, right? That's what it is. Sadly. So I guess it's a pass, yeah, for limited. Maybe if you get past this card and if you're already in Lorehold, then maybe, but I don't know. I would try to avoid playing this card still. Kind of too slow. And I don't think that, yeah, this is such a strong payoff again. Can be good, maybe. Yeah, in a way it is a card advantage, but my concern is that, yeah, it may be a tad slow. And the payoff, but it's not super strong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. At the same time, I feel like this archetype Lorehold is like a mid-range grindy one. It's not an aggro. but it can be. I don't know. I remember that in the OG Strixhaven lore hold was not the strongest archetype, one of the weakest. Let's see how it goes this time. Next up is Aziza, Mage, Tower Captain, 2 mana, 2/2, rare. Again, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may tap 3 untapped creatures you control. If you do copy that spell, you may choose new targets for the copy. Listen, this looks like a constructed card, okay? So what's up with that convoke? It's like literally like convoke payoff or it no. Like it's not about even going white, is it? In these colors, it's just I'm trying to remember white and red cards. I haven't seen like a lot of going white situations, like a lot of tokens or something. It's weird. So like essentially in a game of limited, it's just a 2/2 for a difficult mana cost. That's what it is. And sometimes once in a blue moon, you can trigger it. I don't know. If it's an instant, if it's a removal, then yeah, but again, it is so situational. I don't know. We should first pick it though. I think I would pass. Like if I'm already in lore hold, I would play it, but I would not first pick it. Next up is Borrowed Knowledge. 4 mana sorcery. Choose 1. Discard your hand, then draw cards equal to the number of cards in target opponent's hand. Or discard your hand, then draw cards equal to the number of cards discarded this way. Oh, interesting. Okay, so alright. Oh man, again, another weird card, another super situational effect. Can be something and can be nothing, right? At the same time. So, and 4 mana. Oh, I don't like this card. I don't like this card. Next up, Colossus of the Blood Age. 6 mana. Artifact creature, by the way, 6/6. When this creature enters, it deals 3 damage to each opponent and you gain 3 life. Okay, this is nice. What else? When this creature dies, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards +1. Also sweet. Okay. Alright, this is good. Man, I don't know. I don't get lore hold in the set. Probably we'll get like a better picture when we're finished with this multicolored cards. I don't know, it's just when it's good, yeah, but it's 6 mana. I guess it's alright. It's a good top end. Okay. Alright. Next up is a rare Hardened Academic. 2 mana, 2/1, blind haste. Discard a card. This creature gains lifelink until end of turn. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature control. This is sweet. This also looks like a signpost rare for lore hold. So this is your payoff for cards leaving the graveyard. Like allegedly you should have cards with flashback and whatnot. Yeah, the art is absolutely beautiful. No, it's nice, and also I think this definitely has a construction potential. Alright, nice. I would first pick it. I think this one is easy. Again, this kind of rare that probably won't break the game, but at the same time, it is a very strong creature. And yeah, very synergy based. Next up, Curl History Buff. Oh, this is a sign plus uncommon, I believe. Alright, 2 mana, 2/3. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, Curl becomes prepared. And a sorcery side is Pack a Punch for 3 mana, mill a card, put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature. It gains trample until end of turn. Alright, hopefully we'll see better payoffs for that, for cards leaving your graveyard or something, or I don't know. No, I'm thinking about it. There are some good cards with flashback, but there are not a lot of them, or am I wrong? I don't think there are a lot of cards with flashback in this set. And there is a weird rare that is called Flashback that does not have a flashback. That, like, what the heck? Anyway, again, a liquid drop with this stats is always nice. And the effect, I don't know, it's okay, you know? Not great, not terrible, but as a whole, it's a good drop. It's silver cool. Yeah, just because it triggers a reparty. Alright, next up, Lorehold Charm, 2 mana instant, choose one. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token artifact of their choice. My joke too. Or return target artifact or creature cards with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, alright. Here comes, like, leaving your graveyard. Alright. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample until end of turn. Man. It looks like they, I don't know. Why do they hate Lorehold? It's either that or I do not understand something, do not see the whole picture. Man. Alright, moving on to the Lorehold Dragon. Lorehold the Historian, 5 mana, 5/5, flying haste. Okay, alright. Each instant and sorcery card in your hand has Miracle 2, meaning you may cast a card for its miracle cost when you draw it if it's the first card you drew this turn. Okay, Miracle. Returning keyword ability. I don't know, it's a mechanic, keyword ability. You got me. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. Oh, this is sweet. This is very good. Lorehold Charm, all modes are good, but I don't think they're that good in limited, you know? Like, each opponent sacrifices a non-token artifact of their choice. What's that about? Okay, we're yet to see the artifacts, so yeah, essentially it's just like these 2 modes, I believe, but okay. This dragon is, yeah, smashing. This dragon is very good, of course. Maybe. Alright, next up, Molten Node. X and 1 red, 1 white. Sorcery. It deals damage to target creature equal to the amount of mana spent to cast this spell. Makes sense. Untap all creatures you control, and it has flashback. Okay. Finally, flashback. Let's go. Yeah, you know what? Like, the baseline of it is still very good. Also, I really like this ability. You may discard a card, so you don't have to, but if you want to, and yeah, very nice, so, like, ramaging effect. Alright. Yeah, this is what you need. Like, this is the base of your Lorehold deck. But it's uncommon. This is uncommon. Next up, Practiced Scrollsmith. 3 mana. Okay, it's the cycle of hybrid mana, so straight up just Lorehold creature, 3/2, first strike, When this creature enters, exile target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard. Until the end of your next turn, you may cast that card. Okay, so it triggers at least leaving your graveyard thing. Okay. Listen, there are a lot of triggers based on non-creature spells, which kind of makes sense, you know, if you have something like that. So like spells that have flashback. All right. Okay. I think I got you, Hold. But I have a feeling that it's not gonna be the easiest archetype to put together. True. Yeah, you still need mana. But it's okay, you know, until the end of your next turn, so it's fine. Next up is Pursue the Past. 2 mana sorcery. You gain 2 life. You may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards, and it has flashback. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. This is what I've been waiting for. Like this spells with flashback, and now it kind of makes sense, you know. Here we have our sorceries with flashback, and when we cast sorceries, like other creatures trigger, whatever. Alright, because at the beginning it got me worried. I was like, dang it, where are the flashback spells? Here we have them. To be fair, I think like the best payoff from leaving your graveyard thing was that creature that creates tokens, like spirit tokens. It was in red, I believe. So I haven't seen like a better payoff yet. So that's concerning, to be honest. But anyway, sure. Just like you can always you know, discard it, because there is a lot of discard effects or self-mail, so you can cast later for flashback if you want to. Okay. Spirit Mascot for 2 mana, creature 2/2. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. That's fine. This is, yeah, to drop with, yeah, with potentially getting bigger. All right, yeah. Ooh, Sloth base, let's go. Startled Relic Sloth. 4 mana, 4/4. My fave. Trample Lifelink. Okay, listen. Already, this is good. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Sweet. So you can exile your own cards just to trigger this, leaving your graveyard cards effect, or it may be even useful to exile something from your opponent's graveyard. Yeah, awesome. This is so good. This is uncommon though, but it's so good. Very nice. Very good creature. Alright, next up, Suspend Aggression for 3 mana, instant in a rare slot. Exile target non-land permanent and the top card of your library. For each of those cards, its owner may play it until the end of their next turn. Exile target non-land permanent? What? For each... Oh, okay, that's fine. So you're exiling on the permanent, so it's a removal and like a card advantage basically, right? Oh, no, it's not. It doesn't work like that. Oh, heck. Exactly. You get me. Yeah, all of these 4/4s are great. Hold on. Dang it. Suspend Aggression. Suspend Aggression, huh? Yeah, just trying to... Suspend Aggression. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so notes to have in mind: if the target permanent is an illegal target a suspend aggression tries to resolve, it won't resolve and none of its effects will happen. No cards will be exiled. And players pay all costs and follow all timing rules cards or all timing rules for cards played this way. So if the card exiled from your library is a sorcery, you may cast it on during your main phase. Da da da. Alright, so okay. It has to be like your creature, right? My only like for each of those cards, its owner may play it. Like you have to target yourself, right? With this card, to understand it correctly. Your exiled target non-land permanent, so maybe like some sort of artifact, but then as a time, I don't know. I don't get this card. I don't get this card, to be honest. Exile target non-land permanent and the top card of her library. Oh, hold on. That's fine, right? For each of those cards, its owner may play it until the... Oh, yeah, it is a removal. It is a removal, right? It's just such a weird wording, though, for each of those cards. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true, Yeah, so it's not like a permanent removal, though, right? So we are just, yeah, exiling, and then your opponent may replay this creature. This is what it is, right? Oh, man. I don't know. This is weird. No, probably not. Lore hold is so confusing to me. Usually I can get like a very clear picture of a certain archetype, but here, I don't know, it's just some of the rares are just out of place, you know? And weird. I don't know. Anyway, last lore hold card is Wilt in the Heat. 4 mana instant. It deals 5 damage to target creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead, and it costs 2 mana less to cast if 1 or more cards left your graveyard this turn. So for 2 mana, we may deal 5 damage to a creature. Even for 4 mana, I guess it's okay. This is a good removal. Yeah, exactly. Group project. Yeah, lore hold. I don't know. I don't have high hopes for lore hold, unfortunately. Yeah, this is great. This is amazing, that's for sure. I think Silver Quill is very easy, to be honest. I think like Silver Quill is much easier to put together. So you just, you know, get a bunch of cheap creatures with repartee, get your cantrips, get your pumping spells, removal spells, and you should be good. Whereas with Lore Hold, it's, I don't know, it's weird. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, group project was black and white. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. It was good. All right, anyway, let's move on to Quandrix or Simic. And the first card is Applied Geometry. 4 mana, it's a sorcery in a rare slot. create a token that's a copy of target non-aura permanent you control, except it is a fractal creature in addition to its other types, and put 6 +1/+1 counters on it. Oh. That's fun. However, again, I'm so skeptical about this effects, you know, create a copy of something you control. If it was like any permanent on the battlefield, it would be so much better. Oh, that's true. You can copy a land, yeah, if you want. That's true. So essentially, okay, yeah, you're right. Maybe like you don't care, you just, you know, get your 6/6 fractal for 4 mana. This is what it is, right? This is probably like the baseline. It's great, but you know, this is not good enough for a rare, I think. So I think ideally you would want to like copy something better than land. But maybe land is also fine. So we're kind of ramping out, creating a big creature. It's good. Still, like yeah, I kind of like that play too. First pick, for sure, for sure. That's good. For sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, good point. Alright, moving on. Berta, Wise Extrapolator. 4 mana, creature, 1/4 in the rare slot. With increment, whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Berta, add 1 mana of any color. And it has an activity ability for X and tap, create a fractal creature token and put X +1/+1 counters on it. What? Bird up. Listen, I feel like somebody hates Lorehold so much, you know, compared to all of the Lorehold cards that we've seen. This look insane. This is just good on its own, right? It doesn't require basically anything. It's just naturally good. What the heck? Oh my god. Insane. This is, yeah, so good. So good. And you can create this token like anytime. Alright. First pick. Easy. So good. Next up is Cuboid Colony. All the yeah, math lovers are joined in Quandrakes, right? I love how like it's even like pushed to the extreme here. Anyway, 2 mana, 1/1, flash, fly, and trample increment. Just like that. Bird is a bomb. Bird, yeah, 100%. This is good too. I feel like you can make it big pretty fast, and it's your 2-drop. Amazing. So good. Embrace the Paradox. 5 mana, instant, draw 3 cards. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Wait, I think there was a similar card in the OG Strixhaven. Was it 4 mana? I think it was like 4 mana. You were drawing less cards, but it was something similar. Yeah. This is also quite essential to the archetype and very good. Next up, Fractal Mascot. Also, like, let me just quickly come back to this. This is like pretty aggressive, to be honest. If you cast on your turn 2 and then you just, you know, keep casting spells clearly that are bigger than power and toughness, even like a 3/3, it's going to already be a significant threat. So this creature is, excuse me, Oh my god, Quandrix. Nice. Just, you know, compared to Lorehold, it looks so effortless. Like, it doesn't require, like, too much work at all. It's just, you know, you naturally cast spells, and increment works for that. Ridiculous. Yeah, and that flash too, yeah. Alright. Oh, Fractal Mascot, 6 mana. Oh yeah. Muscle Dreadmaw, hold on, Trample. When this creature enters, tap, target creature and opponent controls, put a sound counter. Honestly, and Lorehold trying to make it work, you know, on their synergy. I don't know, this is just... Whereas Quandrix just casts, yeah, this. Easy. Just, yeah, ridiculous. Alright, Fractal Tender. Yeah, so far, like, all of the Quandrix cards that we've seen are good. Crazy. Fractal Tender, 5 mana, 3/3 with ward 2 and increment. At the beginning of each end step, if you put a counter on this creature this turn, create a fractal creature token and put 3 +1/+1 counters in. Okay, so finally, this is not as easy, I would say, because already the mana cost is 5. So you have to go higher than that to put a counter and to trigger that ability. Honestly, yeah, like, poor Lorehold. What happened? Why? So yeah, this creature... At the same time, you know, like, this is a nice curve. You cast this, next turn you cast Fractal Mascot, and, like, boom. But yeah, we found a filler card, that's true. And it's uncommon. Yeah. It is what it is, I think. I mean, even if you're able to trigger it just once already, it would be nice. No? But still, yeah. Geometer's Arthropod. 2 mana. We have a creature 1/4 in a rare slot. Fractal Crab, nice. Whenever you cast a spell with X in its mana cost, look at the top X cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Womp womp womp. I mean, there are quite a few spells with X in the mana cost, but at the same time, it's probably not realistic to trap them all to trigger this creature. Yes, increment, what does it do? So whenever you cast a spell, no matter which one, if the amount of mana you spend is greater than this creature's power or toughness, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So, I mean, yeah, like, even though it's like a 5 mana, you need to cast first, like, a spell with mana value 4, you put a counter. I mean... Still, I think... I don't know, probably not? Like, in this particular case. So to trigger that, you need to cast a spell with mana value 4 first, or greater. We're putting counters on it, so, and it goes up from there. So this is not for limited, clearly. Geometer's Arthropod, right? Fractal Crab in a rare slot, dang it. No. Next up, Growth Curve, 2 mana, sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, then double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature. Interesting. So again, we've seen some, like, counters interaction, so counters moving and all that, but I don't know. I guess it's okay, but I think I would pass on that. I don't know, like 23rd card. Most likely. Because again, it's not a combat trick, right? And yeah. Next up, Mind into Matter. Here we have it. It's like a spell with X and mana cost, but I mean, so it's another rare. So crab, I think it's not realistic anyways. X and 1 green, 1 blue, sorcery. In a rare slot, draw X cards, then you may put a permanent card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Nice. Yeah, this is good. I mean, even though it's a sorcery, it's still very good. I said drawing cards is essential, especially in a game of limited. Like card advantage almost always wins. Next up, Paradox Surveyor. Alright, this is this cycle of hybrid mana creatures, 3/3 reach for 3 mana. When this creature enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a land or a card with X in its mana cost from among them and put it in your hand. The rest at the bottom in a random order. So, like, realistically, just the land, which is also good, you know? It has reach. The mana cost is, of course, very difficult, like disastrous, but I guess it's alright. So, if you're in Quandrix, it's not a big deal. Still, it's an advantage. So, all of those creatures are okay, I would say. Proctor's Gaze, 4 mana instant, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. This is also a sort of stabilization in a way if you're like in this colors, if semi-colors are your main ones. I think it's nice. Personally, I like bounce spells, even though it costs 4 mana, but at the same time, you also ramp out. I think it's good. Ptera Fractal, let's go. Oh my god. X, 1 green and 1 blue. So, actually, in Simic, there are a lot of spells with X. Creature, Dinosaur, Fractal, 1/0 flying, but it enters with X +1/+1 counters on it, and when it enters, you gain 2 life. Okay, again, pretty nice, scalable creature. So for 3 mana, the baseline, it is just a 2/1. 2/1 flyer. Okay. I think these cards are so good, so flexible for Quandrix specifically. Because sometimes you may not have enough like ramping payoffs, and this like spells like that, they are flexible enough to be this payoff as well. And it's okay to cast it early or in the mid game too. Next up, finally, Quandrix Charm. 2 mana instant, choose 1. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. Okay, good. Destroy target enchantment. Alright, maybe this is like less relevant, but okay. Or target creature has base power and toughness 5/5 until end of turn. Oh, this is nice, especially with those fractal tokens. Good, good, good. Okay, and now the dragon. Quandrix, the Proof, 6 mana. Creature 6/6 flying trample with Cascade. Oh my god, Cascade, let's go! Instant and sorcery spells you cast from your hand have Cascade. What? Am I dreaming? Or is it like the best? The best dragon of the cycle? What the heck? At the same time, you know, Cascade, still good. Like, I'm thinking if you have like a bunch of like expels, then maybe it's not great, but I mean, still, like, what? So Cascade, what does it mean? When you cast the spell, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card that costs less, so less than 6 mana. You may cast it without paying its mana cost, with the exile cards on the bottom in a random order. This is crazy good. Bomby bomb. First pick, easy. Alright, and last Themic or Quandrix card as Tam, Observant, Sequencer, 4 mana, creature 4/3 with landfall. Is it? I'm just trying to think how is it. Yeah, I think there was something with landfall before that. But anyways, landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, Tam becomes prepared. Nice. And the sorcery side is deep side for 2 mana, you draw a card and gain 1 life. This is just, again, this is so easy, pretty easy to trigger. At the same time, no, you know what? I think it's very, very well rounded, very well designed. But honestly, Quandrix, what the heck? Oh my god. Alright, now let's move on to colorless. And we're starting strong with a creature for 10 mana. And it's not Eldrazi. The Dawning Archaic, 10 mana, 7/7 Avatar. This spell costs 1 mana less to cast for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. Has reach. Whenever it attacks, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Do I think what you think? Do you think what I think? It's like perfect for Prismari, right? Even for Quandrix, I think. Because there are a lot of sorcery and instant spells. Okay, okay. This is pretty nice. I would first pick it. And then probably try to build Prismari deck. Oh, Lorehold, actually. Maybe in Lorehold too, but I think that in Prismari, more realistic. I don't know. And next up, Rancorous Archaic, 5 mana, 2/2 Trample Reach with Converge. Also, like, you have to think about Converge. Haven't seen anything specific, but okay, maybe like there are better stabilization spells in colorless. So this creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. Attack trigger, Rise of Titans, yeah. Also, it looks like one. Oh man. I don't know. I'm just so on the fence with this Converge. I don't have a clear picture about this, to be honest. I don't think that it's worth integrating in your 2-color deck, but if you have a splash, maybe this is not the best payoff, to be honest. You have better ones if you want to play this Converge spell. Next up, Sundering Archaic, 6 mana, 3/3, again with Converge. When this creature enters, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls with mana value less than or equal to the number of colors of mana spent to cast this creature. And for 2 mana, put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Man, 6 mana, right? Again, I think like same thing, but this is actually better than this one. Just because it serves as a removal. So yeah. Right, together as one, and it's a rare for 6 mana sorcery, again with Converge. Target player draws X cards together as one, deals X damage to any target, and you gain X life, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to cast this spell. Ooh. But don't worry, I'm going to upload it on my YouTube channel at Mr. and Mrs. Pike. So stay tuned for that. I'll be very curious, of course, to read your thoughts in the comments. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have this command. It's at Mr. and Mrs. Pike. You can find it on the main page of my Twitch. Draft Archetypes, probably okay. Enabling in lower call. To be fair, I don't know. I'm so disappointed in the world already. I'm like, I already discarded this archetype as a whole. But it's just, you know, what a drastic difference from Quandrix cards, for example, and Lorehold cards, right? Like, just Quandrix is so easy as is, and with Lorehold, every single card just requires some kind of work, synergy, or like deck building, whatever. And this one is just, you know, 6 mana, and then again you have to pay 2. I think this is good only if you're playing like 3+ color deck. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, would you first pick this one? I mean, I like the fact. I really do. So the question is, how well supported is that? Let's see again. I'm looking forward to see more, to be honest. I don't have the answer right now because I haven't seen the rest of it. 100% if there is a support, I think it makes sense, because again, I enjoy drafting this hidden multicolored archetypes. Soupy soups. Next up, Transcendent Archaic. Look at this art though. Nice. 7 mana, 6/6 vigilance with Converge again. So you may draw X cards, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to cast the spell. If you draw 1 or more cards this way, discard 2 cards. Listen, this actually would be okay in Quandrix, you know. So you are like drawing 2 cards. But if you draw 1 or more cards, so basically if you draw cards, you discard 2 cards. No, that's fine. Maybe just as a top hand. It's an uncommon. So this, I guess, is fine. Something like Quandrix. Not necessarily in like a multicolored deck specifically. Yeah, it's strong. It's strong, like, as is, like, good top hand. Draws you 2 cards, like, loots you. Yeah. So many hands. Next up, okay, so we are moving on to artifacts now. Those all were just colorless. The this avatar creature type. Interesting. Now Biblioplex Stonekeeper, 4 mana artifact creature, 3/4. When it enters, choose up to 1. Target creature becomes prepared, or target creature becomes unprepared. Okay. I feel like this is a straight up filler. So there are some very cool effects with this like prepare mechanic. Some creatures you can like recharge them. They have this text of how you can do it. Some creatures, you know, just like one time you can use this prepared side, and this helps you to sort of recharge that. But at the same time, this Yeah, this is a filler. This is what it is. Diary of Dreams for 2 mana. Oh, and also, here we have a new artifact type, book. It's a book. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a page counter on this artifact. For 5 mana and tap, draw a card. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each page counter on this artifact. Ooh, I kind of like this. Honestly, this is actually good in like a slow grindy deck. Again, instant sorcery, like probably like Prismari or Quandrix, most likely. Lorehold, I don't know. At this point, I'm not ready to talk about Lorehold because what I've seen is just, you know, doesn't look good for Lorehold. Maybe I'm wrong though, but again, just based on first impressions. Next up is Mage Tower Referee for 2 mana, 2/1. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Again, kind of a filler to drop. Next up, Page Loose Leaf, 2 mana creature, 0/2. Add 1 colorless. Ooh, and it has Grandeur ability. Discard another card named Page Loose Leaf. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an instant or sorcery. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of the library in random order. Well, I'm not gonna play more than one. If I'm like even playing this, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's fine because it ramps you out. It's a 2-drop that ramps you out. But that ability, probably still like, yeah, play if necessary, I guess. The first rule is Strixhaven. Nobody talks about lore. Love that, yeah. What do you think about this one, though? You don't want to play more than one copy of it, anyways. Oh, man. It's funny, though. Next up, Potioner's Trove. 3 mana artifact, add 1 mana of any color. Okay, here comes our mana off. And for tap, you gain 2 life. Activate only if you've cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn. Why? Why? Okay, it's playable if you really need to. Next up, Strixhaven Sky Coach. Okay, we have a vehicle. 3 mana, 3/2 with flying. When this vehicle enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put in your hand, then shuffle. Okay, let's go. Here comes our civilization, our Converge. Hope for the Converge archetype. Nice. It's good. Oh, and this is it. Okay. Listen, there are not a lot of like mana fixing. It feels like there is not a lot of mana fixing. I mean, of course, you have to be in green anyways. Green has to be your main color, because this is where the majority of civilization is. Still, I expected more, to be honest, because there are, yeah, like, probably it's not going to be a thing. I would then Converge. Wow. Only time will tell. Okay, and let's just have a quick look at the lands. Oh, okay, so this is like slow lands, right? Slow lands are back. Let's go. Nice. Here we have another dual land. I guess this is a cycle, so enter is tapped, and for 4 mana taps reveal 1. Yeah, they all have the same ability. Oh, this is a rare. What does it do? Great Hall of the Biblioplex adds colorless. For tap, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast an instant or sorcery spell. That would be actually useful for that Converge. 5 mana, and it has an extra ability for 5 mana. If this land isn't a creature, it becomes a 2/4 wizard creature with Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature gets +1/+0 until end turn. It's still a land. Listen, I would play this. I would play this in a game of Limited. I would not first pick it, but I would be happy to pick it up and just play it in my probably just straight up to color deck, honestly. Because of the because it can become a man land. This is nice. Alright, same goes for Simic. Oh, another rare, Petrified Hamlet. When this land enters, choose a land card name. Activate abilities of sources with the chosen name can be activated unless they're mana abilities. Lands with the chosen name have... Okay, so yeah, this is not for Limited. Like, this is good, honestly. This is good in the game of Limited. This is not. Shatter Sanctum, sweet. Ah, Sky Coach Waypoint. This is uncommon, adds colorless, and for 3 mana, target creature becomes prepared. This actually is pretty sweet. Again, if you have a lot of creatures with prepare, sure. I'll play this utility land. This is a nice one. The Hall. Yeah, exactly. And it's like kind of a free spell for a deck because it's a land. I like this utility land too. Okay, Prismari. Nice, nice. Oh, I have a lot of good lands. Of course, Terramorphic Expanse. All right, and this is and this now is the oh my god, what's it called? Secret Archive, right? So we're not going to look at those cards. So this is it. This is like first look, first impressions / limited set review of the main set, Magic the Gathering Secrets of Strixhaven. Please stay tuned for the early access or early event that is going to happen on Magic Arena starting this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central European Time, but I will be live on Thursday 11 a.m. Central European Time, and hope you will join me and we'll, you know, put all of our thoughts into the practice. We're going to play Sealed, we're going to play Draft, see how it goes. Also, like, what's up with Lorehold? We'll see about that too. Yeah, let's do a recap. So before the review, you're right. I was most excited about drafting Silver Quill. That hasn't changed. I still think that Silver Quill is pretty easy to put together. It's pretty, like, I have a clear picture of how it should work. So, like, it should be a very low mana curve deck with a bunch of cantrips, like spells that target a creature. So to trigger that, repartee, removal spells. So last time at the OG Strixhaven, Silver Quill was one of the best archetypes, and I think that Quandrix is going to be pretty strong too. I think, again, Lorehold. Somebody must hate Lorehold because it was the same the first time around, but I don't know. Or maybe, you know what? That would be something, right? If this happens. I mean, I'm open to anything. Just first thoughts, first impressions. It looks like the set is going to be very powerful. I think it's going to be kind of slow or slow-ish, which I like, and it's always a good sign of a solid limited set, because usually fast sets, like, there is just no fun in it. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't know, maybe I'm just washed after talking 3 hours nonstop, but it was so much fun as always. I enjoyed it so much, and thank you for engaging, for interacting. Again, just a gentle reminder, if you're not following me already, please hit the button. It means a lot to me. Hope to see you at the early access, but I will be back tomorrow. I'll be back to normal streaming starting at around 11:30 a.m. Central European Time. So again, hope to see you then. And yeah, stay tuned for these VODs on my YouTube channel at Mr. and Mrs. Spike. Hope you had a great one. Yeah, again, I will be very curious to learn your thoughts on YouTube. Just, yeah, comment your thoughts. What do you think is going to work best? Thank you all. Thank you. Before you go, let's just raid somebody. Oh, let's go to Ariana Hadology. She's also reviewing the set. Let's go, let's go. Ariana is very good at limited. Alright, see y'all next time. Bye-bye.